What's going on, guys? I just wanted to do my presentation here for Econ 101, and I decided to do it on unemployment. Um, I work at social services. That's my background as of right now, and I'm currently trying to be a business major and own a business one day, hopefully. So unemployment is something that I should care about, and I hope you do too. So the article that I chose, I used a couple of articles, but the main article that I referenced was today's unemployment rate, the employment situation as of January 2018. And then I added a little uh, picture there just to get some extra credit points. Um, okay, so the first thing we can discuss is that payroll employment increased by 200,000 in January 2018, while the unemployment rate also decreased to 4.1%, the lowest since 2001. A big decline when comparing it to the 4.8 of 2017 and the 4.9 of 2016. As you can see, the country is slowly and slowly creating more jobs, and more people are taking advantage of those jobs. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that all the jobs are fantastic and long term. So we have to take those numbers into consideration. Now, I wanted to break down these numbers a little bit more based off the information that the article gave me. And 4.1% represents 6.7 million Americans, which 4.1 of people who are eligible to work, that may not seem like much, but when you think about it, it's 6.7 million Americans. That's a lot of people that you have to provide for. So the breakdown of those numbers among races is the following: 7.7 for African Americans, 3.5 for white Americans, 3% for Asian Americans, and 5% for Hispanic Americans. If you want a more detailed and direct context of this brief summary, you can go and hit the link and view it in Table 2. Now these are the non-farm payrolls. These are patterns for per seasons, for farming seasons, for the last since January 2016. And as you can see, it's pretty normal for things to go up and down based off of the economy and the current situation that we find ourselves in. You can see that in as of January 2018, once again at 200,000 new jobs is, I would say, a little bit above average, which we should be doing better. But we'll eventually get back to 325 as of July 16, hopefully. But at least we're not in between July and October of 2017. And excuse me if I sound a little bit nervous. I've never done this, and I still don't know if I'm even recording myself. So now the market's reaction as wage growth continues. Wage continues to be one of the most satisfactory improvements for the second year in a row, and wages were up 2.9% compared within a year earlier. The Federal Reserve would like wages to grow even faster, however, with the expectation set at 3% or higher. President Trump's tax law has economists rather hopeful that wages will continue to boost as large corporations are giving their workers raises. This does not factor one-time bonuses. The issue is in such a competitive, tight market, the employers are paying more to current employees rather than creating and opening more jobs. So if you have a good job and there's room to grow and your family is good, I say keep that job and take that 3%. Eventually, you'll be all right. I'm not saying not look for more opportunities, but if it's a long-standing job and you're not in a risk of being laid off, you're pretty safe and better than most. I can tell you that in the last 3 years, last 3.5 years, 4 years, I worked for 3 different counties: Stafford, Spotsylvania, and now Fredericksburg City County, where each year they announce our raises, and we get 2%, which 2% factors to maybe, in my pay, an extra $35 a paycheck. So saving on gas, I mean, why not, right? But we want to get to 3%, consistently, and 3% each year ends up adding up. So hopefully, we keep in this trajectory. So once again, I work at social services, and ever since I saw this opportunity for choosing an article and touching base on one current economic factor in our country, I'm a screener, so I get new applications each day for SNAP, TANF, and Medicaid. And essentially, if I have to follow procedure and check all the systems available. And one of the major differences, or one of the things that we truly try to focus on, is making sure that we screen applications based off of income versus expenses. And as you can see, Fredericksburg City isn't the biggest county, so these numbers aren't fit to scale, and they're only a small portion of the nation as a whole. But I thought maybe I could give some detailed information as to what it is where we live. So in the week of January, the first week of January, I received 90 applications. Those can be, 50 SNAP, 20 TANF, and the rest Medicaid. And out of those, 7 people were receiving unemployment benefits. There were more people that were applying for unemployment benefits. However, I don't factor those in until they are being given that benefit. And then the second week, 78 applicants and 7 were receiving unemployment again. The third week of January, 66 applications. Notice how there was 90 applications in the first week. Holidays are pretty crazy for us. At social services, people need more help. They probably spend a little too much money on Christmas and New Year's, or we're laid off, more realistically speaking. But sorry about that. And then the third week, 66 applications, 5 people receiving unemployment benefits. The last week of January, 82, and 8 were receiving unemployment benefits. As for February, a short month, so tried to fit in the numbers as best that I could. We received 60 applications in the first week of February. 5 were receiving unemployment benefits. In the second week of February, 68 applied and 6 are receiving unemployment benefits. The third week of February, 74 applied and 9 were receiving unemployment benefits. And the last week of February, 57 applied. That was a short week. That's only 4 days, so it doesn't do it justice for the numbers. But 4 were receiving unemployment benefits. So as you can see, if you do the math, which I probably should have done and added it to the table, that's pretty similar to the national average of people who are unemployed and receiving unemployment benefits on behalf of our government. So maybe this slide is kind of pointless to you, but I just wanted to add it into the mix, and hopefully you guys appreciate that. And I just want to, here are my sources. Thank you to the internet, and thank you for Mrs. Lance for giving me this opportunity. You guys have a nice day.